Welcome to another Unwinding with Fiber and Fabric. You may notice that my location has changed again. As many of you know, I will be embarking on a month-long Tour de Fleece spin-along and posting videos every day. For those of you who would like to spin along with me in Tour de Fleece. But before we talk more about that, let me talk about the things that I've been trying to get done before the end of June. I was hoping to have a couple projects to share with you today, but the bag that I'm making, so that I have another easily portable fiber bag, the bag that I've been making, it is only half constructed. The dress that I'm making is only a third constructed. And once I am done recording this video, I will be working on finishing those projects. I also have been down in the wood shop and I've been cutting out more earrings, because I thought it'd be really nice to have some new earrings going into a daily vlog for the month of July. And I have some more charms that I'm going to make into earrings and stitch markers for my knitting, because yes, I am becoming one of those people who have multiple knitting projects going all the time. I admit I now fully understand why so many people are always finding new knitting projects they have to try, and why knitting vlogs are so popular. Because now that I'm doing my little squares for a square a month of patterned knitting, I have to admit I'm seeing the draw, the appeal of doing something other than just vanilla knitting, plain knitting. I don't know where that will lead me, but I am kind of starting to branch out a little bit, and maybe when August comes, I'll have some more knitting related items or knitting related projects to share. So that's what I've been working on, in addition to my endless fiber prep, because while I have now known what I was going to do for Tour de Fleece for a couple months, and I've had the fiber prepped for it for at least a month, I realized as I got closer to Tour de Fleece and closer to the start of doing daily vlogs, that I wanted to do something a little bit more than I did last year. So last year I only did vlogs every so many days, once or twice a week at the most. And I really focused on trying to have interesting content of, you know, carding or the spinning or maybe changing the location. And the truth is, there was a lot of spinning I did that never went on the camera, that was just for me. And I realized going into Tour de Fleece this year that while my designated Tour de Fleece vlog fiber would be interesting, I was going to have a hard time breaking it down into little pieces like I did at Christmas, or or restricting myself to just that fiber. So more organically than actual planning, I've kind of settled upon a little bit different way I'm going to do this. Yes, I am going to record a video and post a video every day, but I'm going to get all of my wheels working, and I'm going to have different wheels for different fibers and a lot of spinning that takes place off camera. Now, I will talk in specifics about what I've really settled on, how I've really settled on the process here in just a moment. But first, I want to share a little clip that I put together on a topic that's been kind of floating around in my headspace this month. And the truth is, when the thought first came to mind, it was a couple weeks ago. But I found myself, now that I really know what it is I plan to do, now that I have the fiber ready, now that I've finished the carding, now that we're only a week away, I realized that that thought that I had really applies to kind of the struggle I had these last couple weeks, figuring out if I was going to be doing enough for me as I did something for others. So here's the thought that I have had circling in my mind that I will share here, and then I'll be back to tell you my specific plans for how I am going to do Tour de Fleece in addition to just how I'm going to do the daily vlogs. So hold on, watch this short little clip, and I'll be back in just a moment. What do we seek?
What do we seek on this journey or from this experience? Taking time to ask this question of ourselves affords us the opportunity to understand the answer despite any excitement or anxiety we might feel. Do we hope to learn something? Connect with someone? Are we planning to challenge ourselves, or are we simply hoping to embrace the joy of the experience? Maybe there's a bit of all of this in our plans. However, it is not just the meandering, spur-of-the-moment journey that includes unforeseen excitement or anxiety. We can become frustrated or even lose our way if we have not taken the time to understand what we are seeking.
Well, I hope that you enjoyed that short little clip. What do we seek? What do we seek on our journey or from the experience? And I realize now that I have everything prepped that I wasn't giving myself a chance to really ask that question of myself. When I started, what I was hoping to get from Tour de Fleece is approximately 30 videos, because we have Tour de Fleece, the regular that follows along Tour de France, and we have the final week, which is follows along with Tour de Fleece Femmes. So I knew I wanted to do a vlog, a daily vlog of spinning. But every time I focused on how am I going to split the fiber that I plan to spin into increments that I can share, as I did in my Christmas daily vlog, or my Vlogmas daily vlog spin along. As I tried to figure that out, I kept getting stymied. I kept getting anxious. I kept getting frustrated until about a week or so ago, when the thought really first started coming to my mind, what do we seek? I realized that I needed topics. I needed something to talk about. I needed to have something to sit and chat with you about as I spun. That spinning was only part of what brings us together. It's the camaraderie, it's the company, it's the connection that we make, and it's the joy of sharing with others that brings us together. That's what really Tour de Fleece is about. It's not just seeing if we can spin through a couple pounds of fiber. It's about sharing it with others. So I started making some little changes, and the first idea that I came up with is in this basket. Thinking back to how I did my daily vlogs in December, I started thinking of topics. And I knew that with challenge days and rest days, that I needed at least 25 topics. And I decided, well, why not use my resources? Why not use the knowledge that I've gained, the knowledge that I've even gained just this week, reading posts others have shared of their own research into spinning and fiber preparation and wool and sheep, and use that and share that with you. So as we go into the daily vlogs, every day I will pick from my basket a topic. And I may not pick it on camera. I may go ahead and pick it so I can gather together anything I might need for the topic. But if I open this one up, what you'll see is, now it is at times very warm here. So instead of chocolates in my little gift bag this time, I have taffies and toffees, caramels. But I have little cards, and this one is specific to the type of spinning fibers. See, little notes. And it is natural versus man-made spinning fibers. And I have some notes that I've made that will help me have a conversation with you, or not so much as a conversation, but a discussion. I will share with you some of my thoughts and experiences with the topic. So as you can see, there's a basket full, and I will pick a topic out. I will try to have stuff prepared, and I will share with you some information on spinning, on wool, on sheep. They range through those topics. And that will be how I do my daily vlogs. It will serve a purpose of actually making a small collection of information-based videos on my channel, but also spinning. So, getting on to the spinning. I have 3 wheels that I will be doing my spinning on, not the plying. As anyone who has followed this knows, I have Kromsky Sonata, which I have designated as my plying wheel. I seldom ever change it out to anything else because I have attached the jumbo flyer and I just have it set up to ply. Now, I must say, when it comes to changing out flyers on the Kromsky wheels, it's not necessarily difficult, especially with the Sonata. It's very easy. But the Sonata is my only single drive only wheel. All my other wheels have the ability to do double drive. And I prefer to spin with the double drive, the 2 bands. I believe I will actually talk a little bit about that in one of the topics. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, they're terms that can be easily looked up. But the other 3 wheels that I have that I'll be spinning on are, I have my daughter's minstrel, I have my minstrel, and I have my symphony. And when I am spinning for myself, I tend to use my symphony more than anything else. It is a beautiful wheel. It has a whole variety of ratios that I can use, but I can spin the singles I like to spin for the yarn I like to use. I like my minstrel for 2 reasons. When I'm not feeling very well, I can sit. When I'm not feeling well and not vlogging, I can move the minstrel square on me. I can put my feet on the 2 treadles, and I can keep myself very in line with the wheel. And that helps when I'm not feeling well because I'm reducing the strain on my body. So that's one of the reasons. That's the main reason I first got my minstrel. The second reason I like using my minstrel is when I am spinning a fiber that I want really fluffy and airy and more woolen spun, and I'm not in a hurry, and I just want to sit and relax and spin a very fluffy fiber. It is easier for me with the ratios on my minstrel. It is definitely doable with my symphony, but it is easier with less adjustment and less fiddling for me to have the correct ratio to keep my twist low going into the fiber as I do a long draw. Again, all of these terminologies are things that you might be aware of, you might have heard, and they will be topics that are discussed. And I will just say right from the beginning, I'm not an expert. I don't consider myself an expert, but I do have the ability to research in my books. And when my words don't fail me, I can sometimes communicate verbally the thoughts. But I like to use my minstrel for that reason. And as we know from my experience in December, using my daughter's minstrel works better on camera a lot of times because of its light color versus, how the contrast. But that brings me to the final piece that I figured out on what I was seeking for Tour de Fleece. I don't just simply want to spin a couple pounds of fiber. I don't just want to spin my yellow, my green, my red, and my polka dot fibers that I've chosen to honor Tour de Fleece this year. I also want to spin some yarn that I can use for a sweater project that I want to make this year. I would like to spin something that is just, fun color. I'd like to spin in a group. So I'm going to be going and spinning at my local yarn shop, a local yarn store, I believe every Saturday of July. So if you are in the area, and you would like to join me, I will be at the Knitting Coop every Saturday the first Saturdays in July. I may be there all the Saturdays in July, but definitely during the Tour de Fleece, the Tour de France time period, I will be at the Knitting Coop spinning, because they are hosting spinning days on the Saturdays of July for Tour de Fleece. So that's where I will be if you are in the area and you'd like to come and spin with me. And so I thought about, well, what do I want to spin there? And I will definitely be bringing my minstrel to that because it is an easy wheel for me to transport. I don't find it to be, sometimes it can be a little finicky when it's moved, but for me, I move it around all the time and I have a good relationship with my spinning wheel. So that's the wheel I'll be taking, and I'll be taking some beautiful blue fiber that I have dyed up and carded up this past couple weeks. So that is what I will be doing when I'm at the away spinning. So I'll have stuff that I'll be spinning when I'm watching TV. That will be on my symphony. I'll have stuff that I'm spinning when I'm away at the Knitting Coop. I'll have stuff that I'm spinning here in front of the camera. And I may, just may, actually bring in different wheels. I may go ahead and spin one of the other fibers and projects. The truth is that a lot of the stuff that I have chosen to spin for Tour de Fleece, I'd rather spin on my symphony than on the minstrel because of the type of fiber and because of the type of preparation. So with that in mind, I will be trying to share in some of the videos, footage of my hands during the spinning process. But I'm not going to guarantee that every single daily vlog will have the camera set to see my hands easily. Some of the daily vlogs might be better suited to just the video going and me spinning and you listening along if that's what you choose to do. So I have the majority of the stuff that I will be spinning is a combination of California Variegated Mutant CVM wool, alpaca, the Wayaka, I believe I'm pronouncing that right, alpaca, with some of it having some silk added. and a lot of variations of that. So that's what I'm spinning. I hope that you will join me on this journey, on this experience. What I'm hoping to gain, what I am seeking from Tour de Fleece, I am seeking to create vlogs that others will enjoy spinning to or knitting to or quilting to or doing whatever craft. I am hoping to share some general knowledge about the subject, about the craft that I love. I am also seeking an opportunity to spin with others in person, which is a huge thing. I haven't done that since I left Colorado. And I really look forward to being able to do that again. It'll be a little different to be in the Knitting Coop, a yarn store, as opposed to when I was in Colorado and I was participating in Spinzilla, and I would go to the Denver Art Museum with a huge group of other people to spin. We were the art exhibit on that day. And so it'll be a little different. And I'm looking forward to the difference. I'm looking forward to just the new experience. But most of all, what I'm seeking, besides making a bunch of yarn, because of course, it's a spinning event. Of course, that's what I'm going to do. What I'm seeking from this is to have the month of July be something that, regardless of the unforeseen, is a wonderful, joy-filled month. So, one last note. About the time that this video is posted, if you are on Ravelry, and I know that a lot of you aren't on Ravelry and have difficulties with Ravelry, but I help with the Tour de Fleece group on Ravelry. And I have been debating back and forth all month, but I finally decided that yes, I'm going to create in the Tour de Fleece group, we can create wildcard teams. And wildcard teams have been developed to allow people with different interests to create teams that they can participate in. But I'm going to create a wildcard team that is going to just be a true wildcard team hosted, and the thread to chat with is right there in the Tour de Fleece group on Ravelry. I'm going to create, and I keep going back and forth what to call it, team what, but I'm going to create Team Pioneer Lady at Pithy Ponderings. And if you want to chat in and join and ask me questions or talk to me or tell me that I messed up in something that I said, please feel free to come there if Ravelry is something that you are comfortable doing. Please come and join. I've decided to create the wildcard team because then every day when I upload the vlog, I can post it in the team, and I can also share maybe some of the stuff that I'm doing that isn't making it into the vlog. The extras, you might say. So feel free, if you are on Ravelry, to join that team and post what you're spinning, because I would love to see what you're spinning. If you are not on Ravelry, you can find me on Instagram at Pioneer Lady at Pithy Ponderings. You can also find me on Facebook. Again, Pioneer Lady at Pithy Ponderings. You can reach me. You can send me messages. I am not very good at figuring out how people share to a page information, but I know from the pages that I follow that if you share something with me, I can share with you, with the public, if that's what you'd like, something that you want to share. But you can reach out to me. You can message me. That is fine. I would love to hear from you. I'd love to see pictures of what you're spinning. I'd love feedback, good and bad, honestly. I would love to hear from you. So I'm going to now wrap up this video. Be on the lookout. If you have not already subscribed and you want to not miss a single one of my daily vlogs for July and Tour de Fleece, please subscribe. Hit like. I really appreciate that. Comment if you'd like. I'd love to hear from you. And I know, and I'm not very good at doing this myself, but I know that there's this little bell thing that YouTube has that if you click on it, you can get notifications of when my vlogs post. So this will be the last of what I would consider a podcast. And we'll go into the daily vlogs, although I honestly can't tell the difference between most of them. I think a lot of times people see the difference between a podcast and a vlog as being, maybe a podcast is like a radio station where you're interviewing people. Well, there's never anyone here but the cats and I and the stuffed animals all around me. So no one to interview but myself. But if you'd like to subscribe and you haven't, please do. And if you want to make sure you don't miss a single one, hit the little bell and have the notifications. But most importantly, please know that I don't have any problem if you watch them every day, or if you watch the 5 of them on a weekend, and, binge watch them because now all of a sudden you have time and you can watch them. I hope that these help you and inspire you to spin not just in the month of July, but anytime you're spinning and you just need a little bit of company. Thank you for allowing me into your lives, into your homes, and into your spinning world, or knitting world, or crafting, or quilting, whatever. Thank you. I greatly appreciate it. It makes the experience so well worth it for me. And that joy that I receive, knowing that in some small way I am providing something that someone needs, that is truly what I seek. So, until next week, I wish you the best, and I will see you really soon.